Hello again, everyone, and welcome to the Galen Snyder Show. I'm Vince Reed. We're brought to you today, as we are every week, by ARIA Health, your friends and neighbors here in Bucks County, also by the Pennsbury Regional Basketball League, and also by the Continental Tavern in Yardley. Well, of course, Pennsbury come in with a record of 1-1 and taking on this time around another local ball club, and that will be Council Rock North this time. The first thing we'll do, as we'll do every week, is go back and assess a little bit with Coach Galen Snyder about the previous week's ball game. And when you take a look at that one, it was a 14-0 ball game. It turns out that they ended up getting the ball, LaSalle, at the 50-yard line and scoring. Pennsbury then in the second half fumbled at the 49-yard line in the territory of LaSalle, so they only had to go 51 yards. But I tell you what I did see coming out of that ball game, I really liked. That was a good performance by this Pennsbury team for season number 2, much better than week number 2, much better than the first. And not only that, I thought the defense was just amazing because they spread them out on every play. They had the guys who could really go beat you long. As far as that goes, great receivers, run wonderful patterns. They also had the quickness in the backfield. They had guys who could catch, could run, and had the speed to spare. And personally, I thought that was a really good defensive game by Pennsbury. One of the best I've seen them play in a while. Coach, your summation about what I just said, and your thoughts about last week's game.
Well, I mean, I agree with you on all accounts, and one thing you didn't even mention was the fact that they have a pretty big and athletic offensive line as well. So they kind of have all the ingredients, which you would expect from a LaSalle or St. Joe Prep.
Right.
That's just the nature of the beast nowadays with high school ball. So it was a good opportunity for us to play a real tough team. I think that LaSalle is a team that's going to continue to get better. They kind of remind me of us in the sense that you enter the season either sort of ready to go. We'd always play East.
Right.
East was very, what I would call like tight, like their whole thing was put together, their offense put together right out of the chute. And LaSalle is a little bit like us going through the scrimmages in the first couple weeks. They're getting better. They have the talent.
Yeah.
And they're going to be stronger as it continues. So, it was a good opportunity for us to go against a team that had a lot of size, a lot of speed, a lot of good football players. And, we battled them pretty well. We came up on the short end, but overall, I think we got out of there without too many major injuries, and I think I think what we did there will lend itself to us taking steps forward in the future.
Yeah, I think really what you did there, and I feel really, it was a case of where you guys were really able to, when you had to concentrate on the speed they have in the backfield and the great runners they have. The other thing is, of course, concentrating on those guys who are spread out. I mean, they're quick, they're big, they're good, and I thought your guys covering them did an excellent job.
Yeah, as I said in the paper, I said, we have good football players. We got kids who've been playing a lot of years, and I feel like we can match up, especially from a speed standpoint, with almost anybody. We're going to get a chance this week to test that, especially one guy in particular. I agree with you. It was a really good defensive effort. A couple little breakdowns, a defensive breakdown and on the one touchdown pass, and then maybe that last touchdown drive after the fumble, we didn't quite play that as well as we could. But overall, for 4 quarters, pretty good effort.
All right, we're going to be back with more with Galen Snyder in a moment. I want to tell you a little bit here about the PRBL. The registration is now open for the Pennsbury Regional Basketball League, the area's premier boys and girls basketball league, as a matter of fact, for children kindergarten to 12th grade. Just visit prblonline.com altogether. And of course, PRBL offers both recreational and travel programs for the boys and girls. Saturday clinics are open to all and run by the Pennsbury High School boys teams. And for more information on registration, visit the website again, as I mentioned, that's prblonline.com. Make sure you register now because, of course, everybody wants to get in on that. We're going to be back with more coming your way with Galen Snyder right after this.
The ARIA 3B Orthopedic Institute is redefining care in Center City and South Jersey. And our 50,000 square foot location on ARIA Health's Bucks campus in Langhorne features private rooms, free parking, and nearby hotels. With over a century of experience, the world-class 3Bs, Doctors Booth, Bartolozzi, Balderston, and their partners personally guide you from treatment through recovery. For all your orthopedic needs, call 1-888-ORTHO-3B or visit aria3bortho.org. At the ARIA 3B Orthopedic Institute, you come first.
If you are looking for a car, where do you go? Faulkner Auto Group at 4427 Street Road in Trevose is where to go for the best deals in Bucks County for all your new pre-owned cars, trucks, or SUVs. Go to Faulkner Auto Group. It's always Faulkner, to be sure. Go online to faulknerautogroup.com. Just remember, it's Faulkner, to be sure, for all your new cars or trucks. 4427 Street Road in Trevose. Faulkner, to be sure.
The Gator, Jerry Blavitt here, to tell you to tune us in every weekday afternoon from 3 to 5 p.m. right here at WBCB 1490 AM and throughout the world at WBCB1490.com. And it's brought to you by the Italian People Bakery and the deli at 63 Butler Street in the Chambersburg section of Trenton, and also in Levittown at Woodburn and Oxford Valley Roads, and where all baking is done on the premises at both stores.
Achieving what you want demands the right game plan. When you team up with PNC, you get the tools and know-how you need to get where you want to go. Whether it's buying a new home, sending your kids off to college, or retiring the way you want, PNC is here ready to help you achieve your financial goals. To discover all the ways PNC can help, stop by any branch or visit pnc.com. PNC, for the achiever in you. PNC Bank, member FDIC.
And we're going to be talking a little bit now about the offense of this Pennsbury Ball Club and how well they did last week in comparison maybe to week number one. And your thoughts there, Galen, as far as the offense is concerned?
Well, we took care of a few things offensively, even though it didn't show up on the scoreboard. It's kind of funny, you know, I would say we had a better offensive game this past week than we did week one. Number one, we didn't fumble 5 snaps, which was helpful. Thought we didn't have any motion penalties and things like that. We did have a couple penalties, a downfield situation where we were called on a hold. Another one which was very questionable.
Yeah, I know the one you
know.
yeah.
Personal foul where the LaSalle player was laying on our player, and our little player stood up and kind of like sort of bucked him off of him, and they hit us up for 15 when the player was holding him down. Yeah. Which was odd. But in any event, yeah, you know, those types of things happen. Overall, we played a cleaner game. We made some mistakes with the line blocking, and then sometimes, LaSalle just, did a nice job against us because they have some pretty stout defense as far as, I feel like they have some size on the D-line. I think their secondary can all, some tacklers there, some physical players. So I thought it was a good defense to go against. I was encouraged by a couple of things. Our play-action pass game, we were able to throw the ball effectively. I thought our QB, Mike Galen, did a nice job of either getting the ball, being accurate, throwing it, or making his reads very quickly, making a determination, tucking the ball, and getting what he could out of it.
Right.
I also thought we started involving our counter game. Our crisscross play, double handoff. Yeah, and our sallies. So we started running some of that and had some effectiveness with that, which we hadn't done the week before. So overall, I thought, we were right there. We were down in around the 10 a couple times. We just couldn't get it in.
Well, I did like, so much so, as I mentioned, the passing game this week I thought was very good. I thought you had a couple of nice catches by guys, and one especially in that left-hand side. We were on this side of the field and went up and made a great catch with a guy right on him. The other one, I thought it could have been caught down there inside the 15-yard line, and he just didn't hold on to the ball. And one of the things I noticed about your guys too is the fact that you caught LaSalle off a number of times. You had some guys wide open at times.
Well, that's what happens when you put so much effort into stopping the run. You end up being able to get behind some people and having some wide open receivers, and that's the game plan. You run the ball and then you play action pass, and you hope that you're behind them for a big play. And, we got a couple, and we almost had a couple more. Yeah. And I think if we continue to go down that direction, we'll be all right. Another thing I liked was Mike, out of Mike's 5 receptions, or 5 passes that were received, we had 5 different people catch those balls.
Right.
We would have had a 6th on the waggle on 4th and 1 that was right there. So I was also encouraged by that.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, and I was encouraged by one thing I saw, and I think that's the play you're talking about, where I thought it should have been caught inside the 15. That would have been huge there. It was right in the arms. And of course, you went for it there from the 50-yard line, and I thought that was a good call. I was hoping you would do something like that.
Well, I mean,
because I think you caught him. You caught him off guard. You just
we definitely
didn't click on it, but it was there.
Yeah, I mean, if you hit something like that, it's great. Obviously, the margin for error is different. I mean, it's a little bit of a gamble, because then if you don't make it, you turn the ball over on the 50.
Exactly.
Whereas could you run for a yard? But you get into a situation like that, playing a team like that, you kind of take a few risks.
All right, we're going to be back and talking to Galen here in just a moment. I want to let you know, too, about the Continental Tavern. Of course, they're in the heart of Yardley, celebrating 150 years as a licensed tavern in Pennsylvania and offering the finest in tavern fare. Sumptuous spirits. They also have an atmosphere reminiscent of the bygone days, 150 years ago, when hospitality was paramount at that time. Of course, they have the great food, and Monday is a burger madness for them, with the reduced prices on their certified Angus burgers. Each Wednesday, the Continental Tavern announces delicious weekly entree specials on dishes including fresh seafood, pasta, ribs, chops, and more. And in warm weather, enjoy the newly restored outdoor porch out in that dining area. It's still very nice to go out there on that porch. He's done a real good job. Frank's done a marvelous job with that. And of course, they are open for lunch, dinner, and late night sandwiches as well. In the heart of Yardley, the corner of Main and Afton Avenues. And of course, you can watch every Pennsbury game live streamed. And of course, that's every Friday night. Pennsbury's playing on Friday nights. 7 o'clock is kickoff. You can watch it on all their screens out there at the Continental Tavern for you. We're going to be back with more and talk about the week coming up and who exactly they'll be playing here this evening in just a moment.
Yo, Trenton and Levittown. This is the Geeter, the big boss with the big hot sauce, Jerry Blavitt, inviting you to join me every weekday afternoon from 3 to 5 as we bring back the memories at the top of the dial, 1490 AM, WBCB, and throughout the world at WBCB1490.com. And it's brought to you by Mako at 1460 Prospect Street, right off Alden Avenue in Ewing Township. Owned and operated by my main man, Matt Palmer.
Hi, this is Merrill Reese, and since 1986, McCaffrey's Supermarket has been a real supermarket experience and a very proud member of our community. Through good times and bad times, Jim McCaffrey and his family have been there to assist our neighbors when they needed help, whether it's helping flood victims, raising funds for the American Cancer Society, or supporting the local Little League teams. You can count on McCaffrey's to be there. McCaffrey Supermarkets, 635 Heacock Road in Yardley, in the village of Newtown, at 2890 South Eagle Road, and also in Princeton and West Windsor. I'm Merrill Reese to tell you about our good friends at the Revere Ristorante Italiano in nearby Ewing Township at 802 River Road. I can tell you that from South Philadelphia to New York's Mulberry Street, there's no better Italian cuisine than that served at the Revere. Start your meal with one of their great appetizers or salads. Entrees include outstanding veal dishes, fresh seafood daily, excellent steaks and chops, homemade pasta dishes, daily specials, and much more. You can also enjoy their bar area, where on most weekends, entertainment is offered. The Revere also does off-premise catering and can accommodate private parties for any affair, including business functions. Call the Revere Ristorante Italiano for more information and reservations at 609-882-6365, 882-6365. The Revere Ristorante Italiano open Monday through Friday for lunch and 7 days for dinner at 802 River Road, right off the Wilbertha Road exit on Route 29 in nearby Ewing Township.
And back once again here with the Galen Snyder Show. We're going to be talking about the team that they'll be playing this week. And that, of course, is Council Rock North. And, of course, as soon as you mention Council Rock North, the name that pops out at everybody is Brandon McElwain, who's been watched since he was a freshman with this ball club and has played at the quarterback position. He's done a marvelous job with this. He's going to be heading to South Carolina, and we'll see what position, if he gets quarterback down there, I think I've seen the South Carolina game. I think he's better than the quarterback they have right now, to be perfectly honest with you. Taking a look at the stats for him in 2 ball games for Brandon McElwain. Brandon McElwain has passed for 439 yards, 4 touchdowns he has thrown. The rest of the backfield has been able to rush for 118 yards, while he has rushed for 274 and 4 touchdowns there. And of course, the rest of the team has just 1 rushing touchdown. He has the others. And he's the key, there's without a doubt, because he's going to be in on, I said last year, and it turned out we were right, 75% of the plays. He's going to be running it, he's going to be throwing it. And he's a guy, you know, I think really when Pennsbury played the ball game the way they did so well against LaSalle, that was a nice big tune-up for a guy here who's playing that kind of style, and basically is more of him and just a few guys compared to what LaSalle had.
Yeah, I mean, McElwain's a heck of a player. I think, you know, watching tape on those guys, I think he also had a pick 6.
Yeah, he did 65 yards.
Yeah, I wasn't sure because
Yeah.
they sent me their tape. I got their tape with Perk Valley, and it was like 191 plays between the 2 teams. It was like dizzying watching all the ball was in the air so much and running so many plays. I was almost like, oh my goodness. But anyway, he's definitely a heck of a ball player, and he is the main threat on that team. Make no mistake about it.
You know, you look at some of the other guys, and guys you got to figure, you know, when he's running around back there and also looking to pass, Tyler Nomas has done a nice job for him. Tyler has 11 receptions for 231 yards and 2 touchdowns so far this year. And of course, they also have Riley Thompson and Devin Bibbins, who are good receivers for this ball club. So you take a look at that and you see where, hey, he's got some guys that he can throw to. He's not worried about that. I think one of the biggest things that they're concerned is how their defense has played so far this year, because, you know, they have the run in the past, and he's a big part of the run, but when it comes to the pass, he's got some decent receivers.
Oh, no question. No question. He's got to throw it to somebody to get all those yards. And, you know, I think all 3 of the guys that you mentioned, I've seen them all on film do a nice job for them. So, you know, they run that spread attack, and they spread out. They're going to put 3 receivers or 2 receivers, you know, 2 and 2 or 3 and 1, and he's going to be settled in there, and you know, he's going to run the ball a lot, and they're going to work some of that zone read. They're going to run some power read. They're going to run some counter, QB counter, run the whole package, and it's a lot of him running and a lot of him throwing.
Well, when you take a look at it, Coach, after LaSalle and the style that they play like that, don't you think that gives you maybe a good idea how your ball club can react to something like this, because you just went up against something like that?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely good prep for this game. You know, of course they also get to see how we play against LaSalle defensively. Yeah. But no, I think it is. I think it's good that we went out and played that type of team. You know, I mean, they're different. You know, he obviously, McElwain runs the ball a lot more than LaSalle Q. LaSalle Q gave the ball off to the running backs a lot more. Right. But you know, as far as like formationally and such, there's a lot of similarities.
You know, one of the things that you look at, and of course it just glares out at you, because they've when you look at it, the defense has yielded 85 points in 2 games, 7 rushing touchdowns, and 5 passing TDs in 2 ball games. That's 12 touchdowns. They won the last one 36-29. He was able to, you know, get the job done and win that one. But they scored 36 the week before, but they gave up 56.
Right. Yeah, they've been in a couple shootouts, that's for sure. You know, hey, that's good for us. We need to score some more. So, you know,
get that average up to last year.
Exactly. I don't think we'll reach that, but you know, it'd be nice to, you know, get some points on the board. So hopefully that works out for us.
When you look at them, you know, size-wise in the lines, what do you think? You got the advantage over them there, size-wise, in both offense and defense?
I think so. I mean, they have a couple decent-sized guys on the offensive line. I think like number 56 is a big kid. He's like the left tackle.
Yeah, we've got him here.
Yeah, he's the big. What do they got? Do they got weights on these guys? He looks like a big kid, 56. I don't even have.
They don't have him on there. They didn't have Tyler on this one either. I'm trying to get a new one.
He seems to be a pretty left tackle. He has some good size. Sometimes we'll put him on the nose. Maybe one other big kid, maybe. But I would say no, their size doesn't match up with, like, well, for instance, LaSalle's.
Right. For sure. Yeah. Exactly. We're going to be back here and close it out in just a moment. I want to let you know, of course, we're brought to you every week by Aria Health. your friends and neighbors here in Bucks County. When you're in need, the place to go is to ARIA Health. Also, of course, don't forget, registration going on right now. Don't be late. It's for the Regional Basketball League, and of course, that's the Pennsbury Regional Basketball League. And you can get in touch with them just by going to the internet there at prblonline.com. That's prblonline.com. Anyone from kindergarten on up to the 12th grade is invited, but don't forget to come out and make sure you register now. You may not get a chance later on. That's at prblonline.com. And of course, the Continental Tavern there in the heart of Yardley at Main Street there and Afton Avenue. And of course, they're one that has everything for you that you could want. As we said, we go in there a lot after a ball game possibly, and you have your choice of whatever you want. The people are very friendly who go to the Continental Tavern to watch the ball games or just to talk to some people. And also, of course, the staff is very nice. They do a real nice job in taking care of you at the Continental. So join them there because they have outside seating now. You still got time for that. This is maybe getting a little warmer. It's going to be warmer this weekend, so it should be okay, no doubt about that. And boots should be okay through some of the fall as well. So visit them. And don't forget, when you go there on a Friday night, you can watch the Pennsbury games live streamed on their TVs at the Continental Tavern. We'll be back with our final words with Coach Galen Snyder in just a moment.
Peruzzi Nissan is the home of the 3495 Pennsylvania State Inspection and Admission and is your full-service automotive facility for all makes and models, regardless of where you purchased your car. Air conditioner tune-up for just $79.95 at Peruzzi Nissan. Buy 3 tires at Peruzzi Nissan and get the 4th one free, plus free alignment checks. Have your car looking showroom new with a value detail package for just $64.95 and a full detail package for only $179.95. Peruzzi Nissan Service, Business Route 1, Fairless Hills, where our business is you.
Oh, the corner kick's right to Chris. He's got a shot. Oh, no.
It happens fast, so we'll treat you fast. Introducing Rothman Orthopedic Urgent Care, where you're seen without an appointment by a Rothman orthopedic specialist. Fast, any day of the week.
Okay. Easy with his leg.
Rothman Orthopedic Urgent Care, now in Marlton, New Jersey, with more locations to come. It happens fast, we'll treat you fast. Rothman Orthopedic Urgent Care. See RothmanInstitute.com.
Don't forget, if you miss any of your local high school sports action, you can read all about it in tomorrow's edition of the Trentonian. For your complete local and national news 7 days a week, it's the Trentonian, or online at thetrentonian.com. The only newspaper serving Bucks, Burlington, and Mercer County 7 days a week, it's the Trentonian.
Back again with the Galen Snyder Show. Galen, you've been through 2 ball games here. I would have to say, as we always mention and see how your team is doing, I think you made a giant stride again from game 1 to game 2 to get ready for this 3rd and final non-league game this year.
Yeah, I think we did, actually. I think, if you looked at the week before against Rock South, obviously we made a ton of errors offensively. Even though we moved the ball effectively, we shot ourselves in the foot consistently. And even from a defensive standpoint, I know Rock South is, they're real crisp right now, ready to go on their offensive side. But, I didn't think we played pass defense like we could have. And, this week, I think we put it together. We played well with both areas, pass and run defense. And yeah, I agree with you. I think we're pretty much where we need to be going into this series of games.
All right, and of course, the big one coming up here this evening is going to have the Council Rock North Ball Club. They're coming here. The Indians are coming to Fairless Hills for the contest tonight, and it should be a dandy between these two. Wide open spread offense there for Brandon McElwain and company. And of course for Pennsbury, the ground and pound. And also you never know when they might be putting it up in the air as they did against LaSalle and were successful at that. We're looking for a really good ball game coming out of this one, and I know you are too. Want to let you know that Galen Snyder Show is brought to you by ARIA Health, your friends and neighbors here in Bucks County. Also by the Pennsbury Regional Basketball League. Go to prblonline.com for them, and of course by the Continental Tavern, where you can get something any day, doesn't matter, breakfast, lunch, dinner. Go in there, enjoy what they have to offer, some snacks after or before the ball game. And also, of course, at their situation, they have TVs where they have it streamed live for you. You can watch the Pennsbury games there as well on the weekends. So for the Galen Snyder Show, I'm Vince Reed.